Alright, this is John Cola with OKRaw.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. In this episode, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a haul video. It's a mini haul today. I decided not to get a ton of stuff because I mostly filled up with plants, fertilizer, and other things for gardening that I have already unloaded. Anyways, in this episode, I really want to get into the debate like organic versus non-organic, and you know, I'm showing you guys what I bought, some of which is actually not organic, a fairly good percentage this trip. So let's find out why I bought some non-organic produce and learn more about what I bought. So when I go to Los Angeles, I stop at several different places to source the best produce. Number one, I visit the farmers markets. I visited several farmers markets and I pick and choose at each farmers market, like, oh, what's unique, what's different, what's really ripe, what's really inexpensive. Of course, I also get to try lots of good free fruit samples as I'm there. Anyways, the main find at the farmers market this time were these avocados, and these avocados are called Westerhole avocados. You can see they're like black. These are very thin skinned, they're smooth skin, they have a nice buttery flavor, and the cool thing about these is that you could actually just eat it like an apple. Yes, with the skin and all. The skin kind of tastes like licorice. So these are known as the Westerhole avocados, aka Mexicali or Mexicola avocados. These are some of the most cold tolerant avocados you can grow. All the Westerhole seeds that I get, I basically plant in my garden, and then they grow up into trees. That being said, the avocado seed are not true to seed, so you may get something very similar or you may get something not. That being said, the cool thing about the Westerhole trees from the seeds is that the tender baby leaves are edible. Don't do this on any other avocado tree, but the Mexican avocados has a leaf that you could eat, and once again, it kind of tastes like the skin, kind of like a little bit of a licorice taste. These guys were a little bit pricey at $2.99 a pound, but I'm glad to pay them for my favorite avocado in the whole world. Another thing I got at the farmer's market is a whole bag, and this was 25 pounds. I broke into it because I was really hungry during my trip. Organic Valencia oranges. Well, I could get organic Valencia oranges at the produce terminal. I find that buying them direct from farmer at the farmer's market is number one, a better deal. This was 25 pounds for $18, so that's less than $1 a pound for organic citrus fruit. Number two, these are not coated in any kind of wax or anything like that, like they can be if you buy them in the industry. And number three, they're definitely riper than the ones you would buy at the produce terminal, because they've been picked early so that they can survive shipment and storage. Sometimes when I just dump out this bag, there'll be a few that are already too soft and starting to mold, but you know what? I'd rather have them going moldy because they're ripe than ones that are hard and gonna etch off the enamel on my teeth because they're so acid. All right, so next up, besides visiting the farmers markets, I also directly visit farms. So this is from the Cal Poly Pomona Farm Store where they were grown. And I got basically 5, and if I cut these open on the inside, you'll see these are orange watermelons. These are very kind of unique and rare. You might see the red kind, you might sometimes see yellow, but it's really uncommon to get the orange watermelon. I got 5 for approximately $24, so that's quite a good price for orange watermelon. All right, next place I source produce from is when I'm driving, I just look around for trees. So actually, I was driving to pick up Dr. Jeff Pierce at the airport, and I was driving in through this random neighborhood to get to the Burbank airport to pick him up, and I saw like a whole bunch of boxes like with avocados in them, and it looked like they were just like giving them away for free. So I stopped. So I grabbed a box, and actually they had the person's name and the address on Spark Street in Burbank where I got these free avocados. I don't know what kind these are. They're definitely not the kind that I like. Let's see, they're not the bacon. Maybe they're the Zutanos or something like that. They're like basically a smooth skin. They're like on the watery side. A lot of them have sunburn because they're sitting out in the sun when I got them. So I just cut off the bad spots. And then after I get these ones in the box, I look up and there's like a huge tree and they're just all dropping on the ground, on the grass. So then I went over there and picked a couple good ones. But yeah, this whole case and even more, because it was filled up even taller, free avocados. Once again, guys, go to the source, get them fresher. Never even had to buy them. All right, last place I stopped to load up on produce before I got back home is the Los Angeles Wholesale Produce Terminal, downtown LA, around 8th and Olympic Street. And the first thing I got was actually these guys. I got some, these are hothouse or greenhouse grown peppers. So I wasn't able to find organic ones, but these say greenhouse grown, and this is the Big Taste brand. So I know this company uses what's called IPM, or Integrative Pest Management. Because they're grown in a greenhouse, they generally don't have to spray any kind of pesticides, because if they don't let the pests in the greenhouse, they don't have them. And if there are pests, then they will first try to put release good insects to eat the bad insects. So this case was about 11 pounds and it was $10. So that's $1 a pound for some nice orange bell peppers. And I got 2 cases of these guys. These guys will probably mostly get turned into juice, so then I could make my pepper soup, which I have been enjoying so much. It's one of my favorite recipes to make in the summertime when I have all kinds of greens in my garden, because it's basically the base is the pepper juice, all kinds of greens and other produce chopped up, and that's what I love to eat. Link down below to my video on how I make my pepper juice. All right, next up, I got more peppers. I got these peppers here. This is basically 8 2-pound packs of the Cresendo peppers. These are very special peppers. These are also greenhouse grown. You can learn more at greenhouse-grown.com on this company. This is Windset Farms. They also use the IPM, Integrative Pest Management. Even says it right there. Sustainably grown, and they got a little ladybug because they will release ladybugs as needed in their greenhouse. Actually, both these peppers are from Canada, so I tend to trust, greenhouse grown produce from Canada and the US. Maybe not so much Mexico unless there's no other options. I love these peppers because you get a mixture, and also these tend to be a lot better flavor than just the standard bells. Especially I love these ones that are kind of more brownish. They have more anthocyanin content. If I try to buy these near me, a bag of 2 pounds is running about $6. So basically each this was $30 for 8 count 2 pounds, so that's 16 pounds. So that chalks in at about under $2 a pound for these nice Cresendo greenhouse grown peppers, product of Canada. Next up, we got a whole case of one of my favorite fruits in the whole world, and I know a lot of you guys probably haven't even eaten this fruit, which to me is quite sad. This is actually, these are called cactus fruits right here. Actually, I just had a cactus fruit with jicama juice. That's how I like to use these guys. They're very seedy. The seeds are hard. They may break your teeth, but you can't swallow them, and they'll just come out the other end, kind of like dragon fruit seeds. But this is a very special cactus fruit. Normally they're in a green and a red kind. This is a very special and super rare orange cactus fruit. So if I cut this open, the flesh is orange on the inside. And these were grade A #1. So these cactus fruits was $28 for 38 pounds. Basically, you cut off the skin and you could eat the delicious fruit inside. These are excellent storage fruits. They can store easily at the right temperature. I usually store them at about 45 degrees. And they'll store easily for a month. All right, next up, another good deal I got. You can see I have basically 3 cases of these, and each case has 12 of these special Honeyglow pineapples. So these Honeyglow pineapples may be really small, but check it out, guys. This is how a ripe pineapple should look. And this is a special variety by Del Monte that are probably really sweet because they're super ripe and they're specialty pineapples. These things would sell for a lot of money, but you know what? Knowing me, I bought this whole case for $10, so I spent $30 on these pineapples, and I got 36 pineapples for $30, so that's less than $1 each for a nice ripe pineapple. Probably most of these pineapples I'll actually be freeze drying into freeze-dried pineapples, which are going to taste amazing because it's going to cut the acidity a little bit and also enhance the flavor. And because these are going to be so sweet, it's going to be like candy when you eat it. This whole case, which was huge, actually originally had 5 in it, but one was bad because I didn't inspect them like I should have. That would have made my overall cost $2 each. But that one was just bad, so then that made my cost $2.50 each. So you guys can see these pineapples are a little bit soft, but they're organic, and it was only $10 a case. That means these watermelons were only $2.50 each. Not bad for a nice sized watermelon. These are a bit soft, so they're probably gonna end up getting juice with some jicama and basil from my garden. All right, next case coming out. We got a case of organic bananas. These bananas were 10 bucks, guys. 40 pounds of organic bananas. They look really nice. Some of them are a little bit bruised there, but they're at the point where they're just ready to ripen and be ready to eat. And I know a lot of you guys eat a lot of bananas. You might be amazed to hear that I really don't eat a lot of bananas. I kind of like gag on these bananas because, like, to me, they're like picked too early. They're just gassed to ripen, and the Cavendish, the variety, is not a very good variety compared to like what you could grow or what I'm growing in Puerto Rico. So nonetheless, 40 pounds of organic bananas for $10. That's like super cheap. So most of these I'm gonna let ripen up, and then I'm gonna end up freeze them under vacuum, and then they could easily store like a year in the freezer, and I could make banana ice cream and also things like banana smoothies out of them later. So yeah, can't pass up a deal on good, cheap organic fruit. All right, the last produce item I bought at the produce terminal today, basically each of these cases cost $16, and actually I want to create a discussion actually down below in the comments. I want to know which one would you buy, right? I bought both of them because I couldn't make up my mind because I like them for different reasons. And let me go ahead and explain what I got so that we can, you know, have a discussion about this and find out what you value more. And you know, it's all right, we could all value different things, and I'm going to share with you guys my reasoning for buying both of these, spending $16 on this case, which is basically regenerative organic Roma tomatoes, a box of 25 pounds. And actually a lot of Romas you get would be like kind of pinkish, but actually these are ripening pretty good. They're, you know, fairly deep red, although they are still quite hard. And then over on this side, I also spent $16 on a case of tomatoes, but these are tomatoes that I've never seen before. I think these are called like the Yoom black cocktail tomatoes. So we're gonna do a close-up on these because they are so pretty. These ones are kind of like brown purple-ish, so they're like got rich in anthocyanins, also a very, you know, unique kind of like flavor compared to the Romas that, in my opinion, have just like, you know, bland flavor. So these were organic, and these ones, once again, were hothouse grown in California. Also, of course, I got only 16 pounds of these, but I got an additional 9 pounds of the Romas for the same exact price, right? Are you somebody that would only eat organic, so you're not even gonna get greenhouse grown that's using IPM, which may be considered organic depending on what IPM practices they are using? Of course, the fertilizer they're using is not certified organic, although some hydroponic nutrients can be certified for organic production. Meanwhile, over these Romas, probably most likely field grown. And if I had to say which one of these is riper, I'm gonna say these Yoom tomatoes still on the vine, where they will still ripen up on the vine because they're not cut from the vine, will ripen up, are definitely riper than these Romas. So score 1 for the Yoom cocktail black tomatoes that are riper than the Romas, right? If you want storability, which one's gonna store longer? That's tough. I mean, these are on the vine, they're gonna store pretty good. But I would say the Romas with a thicker skin, and they just don't really tend to go bad. They'll sit in the store forever before somebody buys them because they're so hard and just resilient. I mean, I could just drop one of these and it's gonna bounce, whereas these guys are definitely more likely to break. So, you know, for resilience and storability, I would say the Romas win over the Yooms. You know, next up, like if you're just into it for the cost savings, like what's the cheapest cost, John? Like, what can I get more food of? Well, for sure, the Romas are the way to go. Of course, the Romas are also organic, regeneratively grown outdoors. That's actually building the soil, whereas these are grown inside in a greenhouse probably under hydroponics using hydroponic nutrients. So you have to weigh those out, right? I think another factor important for me is nutrition. Which one of these tomatoes is more nutritious? And for nutrition, I'm gonna have to say the Yoom tomatoes are definitely more nutritious. They got the brown, purplish colors, which means more anthocyanins. They're more full of flavor, which means they're more, flavonoids and other flavor compounds in there than the Romas, to me, that just kind of taste like bland and are more like a filler. So the next thing that may be important to you when you buy produce is, is it locally grown? Which one of these is grown closer to me or further away? So I'm gonna have to say, these are grown in California, probably like Southern California region, in greenhouses, maybe near Santa Barbara is my guesstimate. So these are actually just from the state over, whereas these are grown all the way in Mexico and had to be imported to the United States. All right, so next up is like, which one would I prefer to eat and which one may you prefer to eat? So if I just took this Roma and bit into it, to me, like eating a Roma like this, even if it's organic, honestly guys, is like eating a Cavendish like banana. I really have a disdain for Roma tomatoes. I mean, I grow tomatoes in my garden, but Romas are like the bottom of the barrel tomatoes to me, because they just taste like nothing. I mean, maybe if I was over in Italy and it had some really cool like heirloom Romas like grown on a farm, they'd be good. But man, the Romas that they grow in Mexico or even in the US for sale, they're always picked too early. They're really a thick skin. They don't really have a nice texture. And yeah, I really just don't like them. Or these guys, I generally love, tomatoes on the vine. If they're tomatoes, or if it's like winter time and tomatoes are not in season locally in the US, I will often buy them from like places like Costco or Sam's Club, from a company like Windset or BC or other Hueling's Hot House, where they're still on the vine. Basically the Campari tomatoes are some of my favorite because they have an excellent flavor and taste really good, right? And I'd rather have those way over any kind of Romas, forever. These are gonna taste more like you grew them in your garden. Definitely they're still picked earlier than when you would pick them in your garden, but sure a heck a lot better tasting than the sheer Romas. So I want to know, which one would you buy? Would you buy the non-organic and get all the flavors and get a little bit less and get more nutrition? Or you're like, man, John, I'm going to support regenerative outdoor farming where they're grown in the sun, picked too early, have a nasty flavor. Well, yeah, so you hear my opinions, but I want to know what you think. I have friends, personal friends, that every week they order from the wholesale produce place, and they buy Roma tomatoes every single time. I mean, likely because they're probably one of the least expensive tomatoes you can buy, and you get a good quantity of them, and they store quite well. But to me, these definitely have less nutrients and have a really poor flavor, in my personal opinion. And so that's one of the reasons why I go to the wholesale produce terminal, to find unique foods, and as well as go to, farmers markets to find unique fruits and vegetables that you're literally just not going to easily find in the grocery store. I encourage you guys to diversify your diet, eat a wider variety of different kinds of fruits and vegetables. If you always get Romas, hey, go out on a limb and get some heirlooms, get some Camparis, get some of those cool little, hothouse-grown cherry tomatoes. They have so many different colors and kinds and varieties now. I want you guys to try them all, because they all are so unique, so different, and they may just get you excited about tomatoes again. Because these Romas, they're like, they don't get me excited at all. So honestly, I'm probably, because I got such a good deal on these Romas, I'm going to slice them up and put them in the dehydrator, so actually it'll at least enhance the flavor of them, maybe enhance some of the lycopene or concentrate the lycopene because I'm removing the water, and then I'll be able to actually add them to recipes to use them as a thickener. So that brings me to the end of this episode, showing you guys my produce haul from my Southern California trip, this time in September 2024. If you guys are curious about what I've bought in the past, links down below to some of my haul videos in the past. Plus, if you guys want to learn how to shop at the wholesale produce terminal in Los Angeles, I will also put some links down below to my produce terminal how to shop there. So you could get the best deals just like I do. If you guys enjoyed this episode, hey, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also, more importantly, share this with other people that would be curious about learning about organic versus non-organic produce, as well as some of the amazing deals and unique varieties of produce I got and eat on my plant-based, raw-focused diet. Also, be sure to click on the subscribe button right down below so you don't miss my new and upcoming episodes I'll be coming out in 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up, what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel. Make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to turn on past episodes. The past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 800 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to teach you guys all about eating and making it happen in your life. More fruits and vegetables and how to get them at the best prices possible and the best quality possible so you can be healthier. So with that, my name is John Kohler with hothouse-grown.com. We'll see you next time. And until then, remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables and your tomatoes on the vine. They're always the best. So that means each organic pineapple was $2.50, which is not bad for a nice sized pineapple.